have institutions in Ghana, or as a society, or like a support system for people that are people like us that are going through some form of depression somehow, anxiety attacks or whatever. Do we even have that?
We don't. I don't think it's strong.
You are working.
Yes,
you are working
I don't
with,
think it's strong here. People, let's say University of Ghana, people have gone there to study psychology for 4 years. About only 2% of those people practice it here.
They go out
because it's not lucrative. People, the society we are in, people don't really know about that.
They don't acknowledge it. They you've gone mad, so which did something to you.
All we know is a psychiatric hospital.
Yeah.
Yes. All we know is that. But there are counselors you can speak
in Hollywood, they say the therapist has a therapist.
Yeah.
So if you're a psychologist, you need to have a psychologist yourself.
Yes, right, right.
So that's the issue. We don't have institutions here, that support system that would help, because like me,
it becomes a big shame thing.
I'm guilty of not saying anything to the little girl, like the young lady I met, because and now I'm gonna go home and try and see if I can have a word with her mom. Honestly,
you should.
Yeah,
because I'm gonna try and have a word with her mom, because it haunts me. I think about it. I think about her stare.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking, this is not her. She's not there. There's somebody else I can see.
Yeah,
and I feel like because she's so ambitious and she's so what's the word, competitive, the pressures would actually drive you to go quote unquote mad, and so we are all institutions as individuals,
and I mean, in some stuff, and this is why education is so important. Some stuff is treatable with medication. Sometimes it's literally something going on in the body, like a hormonal imbalance of some sort that causes disruptions in our mental state. So, I think that we've got to get out of this thing of being ashamed. It's a lot of pride, and it's not well placed, because things happen, life happens, tragedy happens, and we have normal responses to things that should be acceptable. But African people are strong people, and I think that we have a pressure on one another. Hey, suck it up. You can make it.
Or we blame it on some witch.
Yes, or it's witchcraft or something.
So we say you've been cursed. There's a witch. There's a witch doing this to you. So
in your family line, or
you have to go to a prayer camp
and pray
when you just need medication. And like you're saying, all it takes is some medication.
Yeah.
Or you're put in a witch camp. You're chained.
People don't know that.
You're chained. You heard about the women who are actually chained and they're tortured because they're supposed to be
getting rid of the demons or whatever.
But isn't it supposed to be genetic? Sometimes, mental problems.
It is
sometimes it can be.
I can never say that word.
Genetic.
Schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is actually genetic, isn't it?
It can be.
It can be. Yeah.
As any cases of depression, bipolarism. There are some family, and I think once again it's a genetic thing made up just of our chemical. Sometimes it can be controlled with diet.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes. Sometimes they can shift things in your diet that are just making you have imbalances. So it's very important to know and diagnose properly what's going on. And not think it's something to be ashamed of.
Yeah.
Go get help.
Know that people will probably say that your grandmother sitting in the village somewhere minding her business is the cause of what is happening to you.
Right.
Or maybe because you offended someone. That's what has happened. Yeah, someone has cursed you. There's always that thing with our beliefs.
Right.
You're working with an NGO that is working on a documentary. What is the documentary for? Are you trying to throw some more light on the plight of,
It was actually focused on women.
Why?
Yes. So women, because women are twice as likely to experience depression than men.
Wow.
Yes. And it was through a research, we have 25 million people in America who go through depression every year. Imagine that in Africa. It's going to be terrible.
Wow.
And 50%, over 50% of that 25 million commit suicide.
Wow.
So just imagine that.
Serious?
Yes,
Wow.
Yes. So it's something.
It's epidemic.
Yes, it's
The
an
numbers
area.
are huge.
It's huge, very huge.
Would you say they're growing?
They're growing. So we need more education. We have to throw light on that field for people to know that there's help. Just open up, talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Yes, and the other people on the other side, we also have to build that trust that somebody, you have to be receptive.
Yeah.
That people can come to talk to you. Right now, nobody has time. We are busy. Because depression happens at any age. Can happen to your children, whatever, no matter the age.
You know, I actually went to the Accra Psychiatric Hospital, and there was a particular section for children. And I wept because I'm like, children?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
What is going on?
Well,
You know,
you've got abuse, you have
So many
neglect,
things.
you have.
Why would a child be depressed though? Like,
Oh,
they have no worry.
listen, when I was a child, I was very depressed because I went from London to Barbados to America. So I got jolted out of 3 different familiar environments, and I was always different. And then I was getting bullied at school, and I was embarrassed to tell my parents. And so I lived in fear of going to school, and just became a horrible thing. And then my parents were very, very strict, so I didn't even get comfort when I got home. So I would just, sometimes I'd sit in my closet and light a candle and sit there and read a book because it was just like my little escape. So children, and I think that's mild in comparison to what children go through now. You've got the internet with cyberbullying. You've got the pressure of designer clothes to wear and all these other things. You've got mean girls. My niece and my sister moved her family to Dallas, Texas a couple of years ago. And my niece ended up at a school with mean girls. She got so depressed, she had to be medicated. They moved back to Chicago. She was fine. So I think that children go through way more than we know,
broken homes,
way more than we ever do.
Parents have to have time for your kids. Speak to your kids.
And we need to listen. I think that's another thing.
But the family is disconnected.
Yeah.
Everybody's busy. Do we really have dinner together anymore?
No.
And that's where you found out if something was wrong with your kids. So your kids are sitting in their room eating. You're coming home late. Oh, traffic, this, that. So you're not connecting with your family. You're out of touch with your children. And so they're finding other outlets to talk to.
And sometimes even in these parts, we don't even listen to our children.
Exactly.
No,
you know,
everything is their imagination.
Right. I have a story about, I know this person personally, and anytime he was going back to school, he cried. He was crying. He said, I didn't want to go to boarding school. And, you know, it was one of those things where the mother said, well, I know what's best for you. You're going to go to boarding school. Turns out that he was being molested in boarding school.
Look at that.
You know, and that affected him, you know, for a very long time.
Yes.
You understand? I don't even know where he is right now, but this is some of the things that we need to pay attention. The signs are there. We need to pay attention to these kids.
But do you think, but do you think in Africa, parents don't, I think in the Western side, parents pay more attention to their kids than in Africa.
Yes.
Oh, we pay attention to our kids. I think in the West, they allow the children to express themselves.
Yes.
You know, but here in Africa, we're told that children are to be seen and not heard.
Yes.
So be quiet and suffer in silence. Whatever is happening to you, you can't talk to anybody because they'll probably tell you that it's your imagination.
Yeah.
You know, you're lying, or, you know, oh God, kids say the most weirdest things. They blame it on the fact that kids tell so much lies that is not true. But we need to pay attention to our kids.
Yeah. Yes, we do.
You know, especially kids who are different, you know, special needs, not necessarily like Down syndrome, but like some kids are too smart.
Yeah.
You know, even children who want to come out of the closet and say, you know what, I think I like men, or I think I like women.
You dare not say that in Ghana.
Exactly. You know, we're not, and then these people go ahead and commit suicide.
Yeah.
Because nobody will listen to them.
Because they can't be themselves.
And the church would chastise them, and the family would chastise them.
Right.
You know, and it's like, where do we go from here? And that's a generation right there that we're leaving behind.
Right.
It's very, very, very scary.
It's sad. Children can talk.
Yeah.
Because I remember, personally, my parents moved out from Ghana when I was 10. So they left us with my 3 younger brothers, with our aunt. And it was terrible. She maltreated us for God knows how long.
And you didn't tell
I
either.
couldn't tell because she said I shouldn't tell. So I was quiet for a long time. So it got to after 5 years, I just couldn't take it no more. So I called my mom up and I told my mom what had happened for the past 5 years.
Whoa.
She couldn't believe it. She couldn't just believe it. So she was like, okay, so my aunt should pack out and leave us. We will take care of ourselves. And I have been taking care of my brother since. And it was hard because through university, I had to multitask. Come home, take care of the boys, go back to school, to go to lectures, come back, because they were younger. So I had to multitask. And my parents were away working.
See, that's the thing.
That was the problem.
Children, I think we're making
we
our
lose
children
sight
grow
of
up
what's
so fast.
important.
Sorry?
We lose sight of what's important.
Yeah.
All of this, I've got to go outside and make money. Maybe it'd be better for you to stay home with your children.
Yes.
And do that later. Because you know what? Children don't know what they're missing. As long as they have their parents and they have security and just enough to eat, they're fine. They don't even know if they're poor. But there's all this pressure for us to acquire all this stuff. And then we leave the things that we should be paying attention to.
Yeah. Because all the money, looking at it, will not even get you out of the depression.
Money doesn't make you happy. I think that's why successful people end up being so miserable.
Are you sure money doesn't make you happy?
I'm positive. It creates more problems. And I think that a lot of successful, very wealthy people are deeply depressed people because there's this concept that if I attain this, I'll be happy. And then you get there and you're not. So now what's the excuse? That's even more depressing. I remember I read this book once about this a caterpillar that wanted to get to the top, and it went through all these struggles to get to the top, and it got to almost to the top, and it heard this voice go, "Oh no!" And it said, "What? What?" And it said, "There's nothing up here." And they go through all of this work to get to the top, and there was nothing at the top. And the person they had left on the ground, meanwhile, had folded itself up and turned into a butterfly and was flying. And he comes and says, "Come down, the freedom is out here."
You see?
So I think we worry too much.
Yes.
We worry too much.
So what? Ambition is not great? I mean,
ambition is great, but I think we can't make it a god. I think that when we make things, the acquiring, this is it.
Yeah.
You will always be disappointed, and it will lead to depression.
Yeah.
Because it's it's like just if someone says you gotta see this movie. It's the best movie I ever saw. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah. And you're like, wow, I can't wait to see this movie. And you're all pumped up about the movie. And you go to the movie, you go, what was that?
It happens a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's
lot.
like the expectation.
Yeah.
If the expectation is pushed too high, it leads to severe disappointment and depression.
A severe dip. That's
Yeah.
so true. I have a friend who actually said to me that the day after she got married was when after her wedding, her big wedding with 11 bridesmaids.
Really?
She realized she had made a mistake.
Sure.
And she sat through the wedding for 2 years. She stayed through it. And through the marriage for 2 years. She was just depressed. Because, I mean, you did it for the gram, you did it for the family, you did it for... She just couldn't get out. She was in a bad situation. And it was after all the, and that's the case in point. You, Grace, you probably see that her wedding photos and you're like, oh,
I know.
This is, why can't I get it like that?
I actually got off Instagram because of things people put there. I was like,
oh, please. Yes. Are you moved by those things?
I don't want to see it. Just
I
get
look
out.
at them now and go, nice pictures. Because I look at them now and I go, nice pictures. Because I've come to know. I mean, it's just a show.
Yeah, it's a show.
Yeah.
It's everybody's
Mostly.
Great,
They're doing it for
big
the
show
gram.
off. And you know what? Here's the hint. The more they show off, the more trouble there is.
Yeah?
Because people who are happy don't have time to show people what they're doing.
Yes.
They're doing what they're doing.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
Yes.
if you've got all this time on your hands to try to convince the world of how fabulous your life is, it's probably really, as they
That
say in the
is
States,
so
toe
true.
up from the flow up.
That is so true.
I think
But
so.
you see, not everybody is strong enough to realize how you're realizing this. Because the theory you just gave me is like
Yeah.
blowing my
Yeah.
mind.
Okay, I mean, okay, Jocelyn. Let's
So then
take
that's
you
why
for
someone like
instance.
Grace would get off Instagram because she doesn't have that,
Yes.
Right.
See it.
Okay, let's take you in part. Now, you have a nice presence on social media. but you probably have someone helping you post because you don't really have time to do. I mean, I have someone that helps me post. I don't have time.
Do you post yourself?
I post most of the time
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah, I post, but I have someone who fills in the gaps.
Yeah, exactly. Fills in the
I don't
gaps.
have
Exactly.
time, you know. So she schedules them. I tell her what I want to say.
Yeah.
She pulls things from my books or whatever.
Yeah.
And so because people who have real lives don't really have the time to
Yeah.
paint the life
Yeah.
on social media.
Like my friend is not talking to me right now because I've been busy filming and I didn't post her picture to wish her happy
birthday.
birthday.
Sure.
Every
So
now and
she's
then I
actually
remember,
upset
it's like,
with me.
oh, I should be posting this. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'll take it.
I
So
mean,
it might take me 3 days
Yeah.
to even get it
I've
up,
been
you
here-
know.
I've been here
It's in my
working, you
camera, but I
know.
haven't even posted it yet.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
busy. I'm filming. I'm on set. I'm doing
Yes.
something with my life. And
Yes.
I,
They feel
you know,
you
I'm
don't
filming
care.
from morning
They
till
feel you don't
evening.
care.
know?
So now, if you have a marriage with a man you really love, and you're working, and then your free time is spent with this man that you just adore, and you all are so busy enjoying each other's company.
You even think of your
How
friend.
much time do you have to
Yes.
post and convince other people
That
of
you're
how happy
okay.
you are with your man? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But if that's not what's happening, I've got plenty of time.
exactly.
Because you're not happy.
Yeah, if you're
Thank
trying
you.
too hard to show that you're happy, then you're not happy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because it's all here. It's a feeling. You know.
Yeah.
So what's the one thing that makes you happy, Michelle?
My puppies.
Oh, and I've met them.
If I'm feeling down, they just come sniffing around and they come and give you such hugs. It just makes you forget. Oh my goodness, they're so cute. You know. Food.
Yes, me too. Yes.
Good food.
Good
Yeah.
food. Gosh.
But do you sometimes get a bit depressed because, you know, you've counseled a lot of people through your marriages and you're not married?
I'm not married.
Do you sometimes go in your room and say, you know what is going on? Have you ever
Actually,
felt that way?
A long time ago, I used to feel that way. I'm kind of over it.
Good for you. Good for you.
I'm really over
Yes.
it. I'm over it, child.
Good
You
for
know.
you.
How did you get over it?
I think I actually made peace with it one day. I think what happened was I realized I was having a really good day and I was happy. And I said, I'm really happy. This is possible. You know, because I think people psych you out to make you think that you can't be happy unless you have, and I have a lot of really good male friends. So I don't really feel the male void per se. You know, would you like to have sex? Yeah, sure. You know, but I actually get depressed when I start dating a guy and he ends up not being the right one. Then I feel like I wasted my time with this and now I'm back to ground zero.
Yeah.
That's when I get depressed. I'd rather just be by myself, doing what I do, because my life is basically a very full life and I'm very happy, basically, So no.
But for you guys, you have something going for you. You have work taking all your time. So you
Yeah.
don't have that time to really think. But imagine somebody who has nothing
Then
to
they
do.
need to get busy. They need to get a life. That's what I say.
You know, that's nothing to do.
Yeah, but
Seriously.
but the thing is, there's no such thing as you have nothing going for you, we have something going for us. Everybody has something going for them.
That's true. They're just
Find
not
yourself.
using
They've
it.
tried.
Something.
They've
Start a book
tried.
club.
They've
Read
tried.
something.
Exactly.
Tried,
Read
but
a
it's
book.
not
Travel.
working.
Go somewhere.
I don't think so. You know what? I think that's when you find out how
Big.
selfish you really are. Because for me, I think the reason that I'm a happy person is because I'm always investing in other people. I don't spend a lot of time thinking about myself. I think the more you think about yourself, the more magnified everything that's wrong or missing becomes.
Yeah.
But if you're busy doing things, like my house is always full of people. The people there having fascinating conversations, and,
Yep, that's
you know,
true.
or I'm inviting someone away for the weekend,
somewhere.
and spending time with them. You know, I'm always curious about other people, how I can make them happy, how I can solve their problems.
Yeah.
And so I'm so caught up in that and watching other people grow and flourish around me. I don't have time to think about me. So there's probably some stuff missing, but I don't know what
don't
it
see it.
It's
is.
because you have an influence. You've traveled.
No.
You have that
Listen,
influence.
I don't think
it's not
that's
that.
it. It's not about that.
Are you
It's not
sure?
that. No, it's not that.
No, it's not.
Look, people have done things out of nothing.
Yes.
It's not. It doesn't take influence. It takes you wanting to find yourself. It
Yeah.
takes you wanting to try something new.
Yeah.
It takes you wanting to say, you know what, I haven't read a book all year. Let me just get a book and start reading.
Yeah.
And once you read a book and you love it, it takes you telling your friend about it.
Right.
You know, and then you can even tell everybody you have a book club. It takes you to start something. It's that take the initiative. Go dancing. Dance in the rain. You know?
Exactly. I always say, your life should be the party that everybody else wants to come to. And I think what happens is a lot of people sit around waiting for other people to make their life happen.
Yeah.
And that is a big
That's
mistake.
a big mistake. True.
Okay.
True.
Yeah.
So would you, okay, one last thing.
Go on.
Okay, so I'm using me as a case study. I'm in a horrible relationship. I'm depressed because my boyfriend won't be there. He is not there. But I just don't want to leave this guy because I think I love him. So I'm in it. So I'm suffering. I'm suffering alone because I don't want to speak to my friend because I think my friends will laugh at me because I've posted things on Instagram that we are really happy. So I can't.
Okay.
Yes. So
do you love yourself?
Do I love myself?
Yes.
Yes, I do love myself.
Are you very true to yourself?
Maybe not.
Okay.
Do you know your value?
Do you know your, thank you. Because if you were true to yourself and you loved in fact, if you loved yourself first and you're true to yourself, you know that this guy doesn't love you. And you will move, you will run.
Quickly.
Simple. You know what I mean?
You don't
I think I'm not a counselor, but this is something that, I'm sorry,
you don't need rocket science.
Look, I've been through a situation like that where I could not get out of a bad situation, a bad relationship. Look, it took my friend, to actually smack me across my face to tell me that this is not working. And sometimes you can love yourself, you have self-value, you can see that this guy is not going anywhere, but you're making excuses because again, the pressures. You're thinking, okay, I don't want people to think that I've done this and I'm going out of this again and I'm starting all over, I'm not going to be somebody. It took my girlfriend to tell me, wake up.
Right.
And there were times I was making excuses for the guy. The things that the guy wouldn't do for my girlfriend, I would tell my girlfriend he did it. Just so she would warm up to him. I was doing all these things, and it took one conversation with this lady, a very good friend of mine. I told her, and like you said, there's always that person that you confide in. That's why you need to talk, you need to trust somebody. I mean, a situation happened, I kept my mouth shut for like a month, and then one day I see my friend and I said, you know what, this is what happened. She was like, are you kidding me? And you're still in this? If you speak to this person, I'm not. And I was like, okay. Now this is serious business. Okay, it takes that sometimes. And she kept, my friend was just like, you know your worth. So what is wrong with you? Are you crazy?
Right.
It's just a bad situation, and sometimes pressures would make you feel like, I need to stay in this.
Yes.
There's no, how do you call it? People say, well, grass is never greener on the other side. So, you take what you have and
the
fix
devil
it.
you know is better than
I didn't fixing. I'm not going to fix anything.
But you know what? I think you do that when you don't believe you have any other options. That keeps us stuck a lot of times. Well, something's better than nothing, but actually it's not. If it's the wrong thing. So do I value myself enough to say, let me hold out for something better than this because this is a waste of my time, a waste of my heart, a waste of my body, a waste of my time, a waste of my emotions, a waste of everything. And this person is not deserving of me wasting those many things that are important.
Exactly.
And it's preventing the one that's supposed to come.
And they're in the way. Get out the way. You are blocking my view.
If women come into terms with this, there'll be less people depressed. There'll be less.
It's true.
Less.
And like Michelle, like you said, once we don't leave the expectations so high, we're not going to be that depressed to even commit suicide. The Sapon guy, he jumped to his death. And I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, I want your life. You're in
why
Hollywood.
the hell are you going to kill yourself?
Anyway. Here's to happiness.
Yes.
Uncompromising happiness.
Yes. Goodbye, depression.
Goodbye, depression. Thank you, ladies. Yay.